You can reach us with topics, questions, or concerns. I don't know why I say concerns.
I mean, it could be
People are
concerned. We could
concerned.
say stuff that was incorrect.
That's very true.
Or
Or
offensive.
corrections. Maybe I should say corrections
Yeah.
instead of concerns.
They're just reaching out. I'm a little concerned that
my dog ran away and I'm worried about him.
I mean, we would care.
Yeah, we would care. And then we would delete the email. Welcome back to Stuff That We Like / Enjoy, at least at this point in time. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Christina.
And today, we're going to do something a little bit different.
After I do my topic.
Oh, we're doing your topic first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
I've
let's
just
do
been
your
so
topic.
eager to do this.
Yeah. All right, Christina. What is something that you like / enjoy, at least at this point in time?
Okay. It is the topic of sleep with a
Okay.
bit more of a caveat because I know you did an episode on sleep and the importance of it
Yes.
a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
So this is related to, I guess, sleep patterns or how much people sleep over history and into today,
Okay.
and some maybe theories on why it's changed. So
I love it.
kind of a little nerdy, but here we are.
Let's do it.
So sleep, we all need it. We would agree.
Yes.
In the U.S. today, 30% of adults get less than the recommended minimum of 7 hours of sleep at night.
30%.
Yes. So that means 70% are getting 7 hours or more,
That's really good.
allegedly. I think part of that is people are self-reporting, like when they hop in bed and then when they get out of bed kind of a thing. Whereas while you might, if you like check your Fitbit or Apple Watch, you might have been asleep for 8 hours, but you're actually, woke up a couple times throughout the night.
Right.
So I feel like the number of 30% is probably a little low.
Yeah.
I would guess people get less sleep than that, but the minimum standard in the U.S. is 7 hours, and 70% of people hit that. And 55% of Americans report waking up feeling well rested.
That's far more
That surprised
than
me.
I thought.
Yeah, I don't think I know almost anybody.
I don't know anybody who says I woke up well rested. It's
Yes.
always I didn't get enough sleep or I'm tired.
Exactly. Yeah. I can think of maybe a few people. So
Huh.
it's interesting what surveys report as opposed to maybe how people talk in real life. But,
Doing pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think sleep has varied over the years? Do you think 2,000 years ago, people were getting 7 hours of sleep? 50 years ago?
You know what? I think that everything changed with electricity.
Okay.
So that was probably one instance in where sleep went from seasonally getting a lot or getting less into getting consistently less because you have the ability to stay up late without using like a gas lantern. So I'm gonna say that was a huge jump, but I'm gonna say before that, I think getting enough sleep depended on the season of the year.
There we
time
go.
of the year. 'Cause
Some good thoughts.
yeah, sometimes the sun's up for a long time, sometimes it's not. And that's all I know about seasons.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to go through kind of sleep patterns of pre-industrial society into medieval times and more recent. So according to historians and surveys, which I'm not quite sure how you can survey something that happened a couple thousand years ago, but this is what I found. Pre-industrial hunter-gatherer tribes, like those of Tanzania or Namibia or Bolivia, so Africa, South America, are believed to have averaged between 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, not dramatically more or less than people today.
This is pre-industrial.
Yes.
So pre-electricity.
Yes,
percent.
pre-electricity,
Gotcha.
pre-gas lamps, so even more primitive, like hunter-gatherers. And the reason that they believe this is they've done present-day sleep research on remote tribes in Africa and South America who are still living in the pre-industrial age. They don't have electricity. They don't have, gas lanterns, anything like that. They're literally remote in the jungles of South America. And they sleep about 7 hours a night.
No way.
So that's why they believe that thousands of years ago, people did the same because they're living in largely the same conditions, completely removed from the outside world.
All right, 7 hours a night. That is the benchmark to beat or not beat at this point.
Exactly. So beating it will be during the medieval times.
Okay.
So medieval peasants could be in bed in between 10 to 12 hours a night in the winter, specifically, though not all of it was sleep. Nights were simply longer in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, they still are today. And darkness dictated the household schedule. So sleep followed a segmented pattern, which is what made me think of this episode. It's called split sleep, or I think there's a more scientific term for it.
Okay.
And it was pretty much first sleep, which was from sunset to around midnight.
Yeah.
And then an hour or so of quiet wakefulness that would be set aside for prayer and meditation. They believed, especially in the medieval days, that you could connect with God better in the middle of the night because there's no distractions. For conversation, small chores, tending to the fire, or baby making, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
And
wake up in the
then-
middle of the night to do that. It seems kind of a bummer.
To do baby making?
Yeah, in the middle of the night, you're all groggy. Nobody wants to do that. Anyways, go ahead.
And then second sleep until dawn.
Second sleep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you'd sleep about 4 or 5 hours, be up for an hour or two, and go back to bed until sunrise. Part of this is that sleep was rarely private. Peasant families often shared one bed. So your whole family was in the same room.
That makes sense.
Sometimes with strangers, like travelers lodging overnight, they'd be sleeping down
In
by
the
your
bed?
feet
Are you kidding
on
me?
straw mats, on dirt or wood floors. Nobles had elevated beds, but even then, you could have a couple family members in one bed.
Oh my God.
Total sleep time swung hard between the seasons, so long winter nights meant more time in bed. Even if you're not sleeping during that, you were still in bed, while shorter summer nights meant more daylight hours that you would devote to farm labor.
Okay.
So that whole kind of 2 sleep segment was for many years. 1400s, 1500s, very, very common. Then we move into the early America. I'm going to focus on America. The colonial period. So this would have been in like 16 to 1700s. America wasn't a nation yet, but people were making their way over here. Most colonial families went to bed soon after sunset and rose with the sun because candles were very expensive. So darkness itself was a cue to go to bed. Stop working, stop socializing, go to bed.
Makes sense.
Wealthier households could afford candlelight, and so they tended to stay up later and sleep less.
Okay.
The overnight waking period each night persisted into the 16 and 1700s and was treated, especially in early America, as spiritually meaningful. Religious writers of this era describe it as an ideal time for prayer and quiet reflection, and physicians believed the mind was calmer and more receptive in the night.
I've heard that. I guess I can see that. I've heard some people, right when they wake up, they'll write down what they're thinking of right then, just because it seems to have more significance to their personal lives than that thought, whatever they're having, seems to have more significance in their life than like later in the day when they're exhausted or they've been thinking about like daily chores or something. Profundity, maybe that's the word to use. Profundity usually hits right as you wake up because your brain's been processing everything that's happened to you.
And you can have those profound thoughts.
Yes. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
Could be.
It could be.
Yeah. And I think also just being quiet and still, less distractions, which is hilarious. They're talking about being less distracted 400 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, there's nothing going on.
Your wood block that you look at for 15 minutes.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling. Yeah.
Okay, moving into the 1800s, which is considered the Victorian era. Estimates vary, but Americans in the 1800s likely slept somewhere in between 7 to 10 hours a night, comparably more than today. And it was still common to split sleep into 2 phases, almost up until the 1900s. So
what the heck?
Persisted much longer than I realized. As the 1900s approached, segmented sleep died out as the norm, and part of this was industrialization. Prior to that, the majority of people worked, in shops. Maybe you're a tailor or not a woodsmith, a woodworker. What's a smith do? Ironsmith?
Yeah.
Or you're a farmer, so you're
smithy.
working like in shops, that have kind of a 9 to 5 kind of situation, or you're farming. Well, the Industrial Revolution formalized factory work because you would work a lot more than before, surprisingly. So the formal factory workday was in between 12 to 16 hours of work a day, 6 days a week.
Dear God.
Only Sundays off.
Only
So,
Sundays?
Yeah. So pretty much they believe that in part the second segmented sleep thing died out because people like worked for 12 to 16 hours, were dead tired, practically passed out for 8 hours, and then went and did it again.
Whoa.
So they're too exhausted to have this segmented sleep kind of situation. Night shift work also began in earnest for like the first time in culture because there were factories that were working in the middle of the night, whereas before there was no reason or ability really to work at night. So this continued to kind of fracture this natural sleep and wake cycle of the population where people would go to work at 8 p.m. and work until 6. Wow. Sleep variety and quality also was very different by what class you were in. So the working class in industrial cities often slept in cramped, noisy, communal conditions.
Nice.
It's the first time where people are kind of really living in a city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
So it's not quiet for 10 hours at night. There's always noise. So you're not sleeping as long as well. Multiple family members per bed was still common. Sometimes strangers side by side in tenement housing where you literally rented like half a side of a bed.
Wow.
It's so rough. Well, as the wealthy had private, comfortable beds. So they slept a little more.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Despite all of this, sleep advice columns were everywhere in the Victorian newspapers and medical manuals. Suggestions on how to sleep better.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have some of that advice?
I don't. That would have been kind of fun to pull up.
Very cool. Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
We move now into the early 1900s. Around 1900 to 1910, people averaged about 9 hours of sleep a night. Still a little bit less than before, but still above modern averages.
Okay.
1942 was the oldest Gallup survey. It was actually the first Gallup survey where it did a survey of the entire U.S. And it found that 59% of Americans were getting 8 or more hours per night. And only 3% of the population was less than 5. So we go to today and like most people are getting around 7. Back then, the majority of people were getting at least 8 hours.
Oh my gosh. So it's going down.
Yes. Moving into the 1950s to 80s, still around 8 hours, but once we hit the 90s, starts to sharply decline. Television is often cited as a turning point in this, but the effect was very gradual and delayed because in the 50s and 60s, TV stations literally like signed off at midnight, like nothing aired until like 6 a.m. the next day. So you might stay up till midnight, but there's nothing else to do by then, so you go to bed. It wasn't until 24-hour cable programming arrived in the 1980s that late night TV started to meaningfully eat into sleep time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then we move into kind of nowadays. In 1990, the Gallup poll, the same one that was held in 1942, found that the average American was sleeping 6.7 hours, with only 27% getting 8 or plus hours.
Wow.
So that like almost doubled the amount of people getting less than 8 hours. And the majority of people were getting under 7.
Holy crap.
In just 30, 40 years. In 2013, the average is about the same, 6.8 hours, more than an hour less than just, 20, 30 years before. Mm-hmm. With the majority of Americans, the amount of Americans sleeping 6 hours or less had grown from being 11% to now 40% in just the period of 40 years.
Because of
TV, electricity, all of that. The CDC's most recent data, so nowadays, 2024, shows that over 30%, as I mentioned before, are getting under 7 hours. So it's just continuing to increase sleeplessness. The average American adult falls asleep around 11:30 p.m. and wakes up at 7:30 a.m. So that's part of it, is we're just going to bed 3, 4, 5 hours after sunset.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep. And society has developed around that, where even there was a church service that my friends had invited me to the other day, and it didn't start till 7 p.m. And I'm like,
Oh my
that
gosh.
seems so incredibly late.
Yeah.
But they're like, most people work until 5:30 p.m. They go home, eat dinner. They're able to make it to church around 6:37.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we should be going to bed around 8, kind of a thing, if we're in line with sunset.
Totally. Well, the church I work for is going to start doing Thursday night services because there's a lot of people who work late night shifts on the weekends.
Oh, interesting.
So they're trying to do that as well.
Wow.
And, I mean, it's good for the gospel in some senses, but not great for people's sleep.
Exactly. Yeah, we're just not sleeping enough. So the main sticking point is that wake up times of around 7 a.m. has stayed largely consistent for all of recorded history. It's just we're going to bed
Later and later.
hours
and
later.
Wow.
Yeah. So which leads to less sleep.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And there was one little point I wanted to add on to this, and that is the concept of siestas.
Okay.
So this is, do you know what a siesta is?
Just a little nap in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. So it comes from the Latin word hora sexta,
Oof.
which means the 6th hour.
Okay. It's not it's a terrible grouping of words right there.
Yeah. So
Sounds like what you do in the middle of the night when you wake up for your little hour.
early afternoon, roughly 1 to 3 p.m. It was a rest area recognized in ancient Rome, tied to the midday heat and a natural post-lunch energy dip.
Yeah.
So I thought the siestas were only like in South America or Mexico.
Me too. That's where I thought it came from.
It just kind of the world practiced this for a long time. Ancient Rome didn't have air conditioning. It's really hot in the summer.
Yeah.
The tradition really took hold in the Mediterranean region of the world just because it's super hot. So you're a farmer, you get up early, you work, then you kind of take an hour or two break, nap, and then you get back and work until sunset.
Yeah.
So it's almost a little bit of that reverse dual sleep that would happen in the Middle Ages, where people were just they might only be getting 6-7 hours of sleep at night, but they're having that hour or two extra. And that's also believed why hunter-gatherers or people in more remote tribes today in South America and Africa, that they only sleep 6 hours a night. It's because everybody takes naps in the heat of the day.
Wow. That actually sounds amazing to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Hispanic nature, but I think that everybody wants a little nap after they have a bunch of food at lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's still practiced today in some parts of Spain, Italy, the Mediterranean, China. It's like legally required to give your employees like an hour off and like a quiet rest area.
So does that include their lunch or is that in addition to their lunch?
I'm not sure, but it's like you must provide them with like a space pretty much where they can nap. And it's very interesting because like I've noticed, because we'll have it at our church, lots of people from Asia that are just not ashamed at all just to fall asleep in the middle of a service or a prayer meeting.
Yeah.
And just because culturally, it's like if you're tired and you're in a space where you can nap for half an hour, you just do it no matter where you're at. So culturally, it's not viewed as like disrespectful.
Now, I have a couple friends. Actually, I'll speak for myself. I don't sleep well in a super noisy environment. But I think that if I was like raised sleeping in a super noisy environment, I could have gotten used to it. And that, like, I have a friend, our friend Carson, he can fall asleep anywhere.
Okay, cool.
You know, he just conks out. And I think that's just kind of the way he was raised, maybe.
Yeah.
Carson, you can write in and tell me if I'm way off here. But do you think that those people have like more of they obviously have more of a proclivity to fall asleep when things are quiet because that's the way they were raised. Do you think the opposite could be true if their employers gave them time off, but they put them in a really noisy, chaotic environment and said, hey, you have an hour to fall asleep? Do you think that would still be true?
I think so, yeah, from what I looked up specifically, because China and India, obviously it's very hot there. It's a little bit different dependent on what region you're in, but both of those cultures, they cited them taking midday naps as being partly because it's just hot and too hot to work. But most of China has air conditioning, especially the industrial bigger cities.
I didn't know that.
At least, I shouldn't say most, but it's not completely uncommon to have some sort of cooling device, not air conditioning as we would have like in our whole house.
Maybe another guy breathing on you.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just so loud all the time that even at night, it's never really fully quiet.
Wow.
Because you're in these massive, these are the two, most populated countries on earth, China and India. So you just kind of get used to sleeping wherever.
No
Sleeping
way.
on the train on the way home, conking out
Yeah.
amongst a bunch of people,
Totally.
I think that's an
great way to
amazing
get
skill.
robbed.
I wish that I don't need it to be completely quiet, but probably 90% quiet.
Oh yeah, 99% quiet.
Yeah.
We have a fan in our room that drives Christina absolutely nuts.
Yes.
It was a small victory on my part to get us a small semi-silent fan.
Yeah.
And it is the bane of Christina's sleep existence.
It's less the noise, it's just the movement of air on my skin. It's just horrific. I don't like it.
Yeah. You're not going to use any softer terms than horrific.
Well, in the morning when I wake up at like 4:45 and I just feel a little bit of a breeze on my face, I'm like,
That's
this is
horrific
the
too?
worst thing ever.
Why is that horrific though? I would think like getting your fingernails ripped out is horrific.
Well, of course, yes. But in our day to day, in my, first world problems.
Totally. That's the most horrific thing that happens
No,
to you.
I could think of worse. But everything feels worse when it's 4:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good, you could frame that and put that on the wall.
Yes.
Everything feels worse at 4:30 in the morning. For sure. That's fair.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of how sleep patterns have kind of evolved or not really changed much, honestly, in the amount of sleep. A little bit more or less, but yeah, not as much as I thought.
So given all that you just went through with us, what do you recommend America does as a society in order to fix this sleeplessness problem?
Get rid of daylight savings time.
Okay. Number
I
one.
think would be a huge boost.
No daylight savings. Why?
Because I think going to bed at like 9 p.m. is like an attainable goal for people. But if it's still full daylight out,
Yeah.
that's rough.
What are we doing?
And then waking up in the dark for hours at a time, isn't great. So I think if we just went back to standard time year round, you'd still have plenty of hours in the evening.
Totally.
I think also shifting work schedules or school. I don't know. That's hard. Yeah, I think just going back to standard time would probably be the biggest benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Also, I mean, culturally, people used to eat dinner at like 4:35 p.m. Now, lots of people eat at like 7:30, 8:30.
Well, it's crazy hearing about the people. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's it.
But hearing about the people that used to live without electricity, I keep seeing us and our schedule reflected in the way that they live. Because we go to bed it's still light out. We're going to bed. We're waking up at 4:30. It's all of our own volition.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's just so that we can have time to do stuff other than work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, but it's funny. We accidentally got on the schedule. The only thing we're not doing is getting up in the middle of the night and praying.
No.
No. We probably should get up and pray in the middle of the night, but
or just sleep a solid 8 hours and then pray first thing in the morning.
There you go. That sounds better to me.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about how sleep has changed less than I thought, but also has. And like most people, they're just sharing a bed with one person, and that's usually a spouse or a sibling. And they got electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, that's difficult for me, sharing a bed with anybody.
I know.
I just like my space.
Yeah.
I just like my space. And so I could not survive back then.
Can you imagine?
No. I'd be
sharing
on
a bed
3
with
hours
5,
of
6
sleep.
people. Yeah.
I'd be kicking little Timmy in the teeth.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, you have to go.
Quite a few of my friends that they co-sleep with their babies and they're even like young toddlers, which I mean I think is awesome. I think that's really can be really healthy for your kids' development. But I'm like, that would be interesting to have 3 kids in bed with you and your husband. Just space wise. Yeah.
I wonder if there's some kind of hormonal change that happens when the more people you add to a bed. In the sense that you get more dopamine or you get deeper sleep because of the electricity, the electrodes in each other's bodies, grounding has an effect on the electricity within your body. I wonder if the more people you add to bed, the better you sleep. You know what I mean?
There's probably like a tipping point. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd read some articles about how people that, sleep in the same bed as their spouse, which is majority of people, they sleep marginally less than if they slept in their own bed, but across the board, they feel like they slept better and wake up more rested.
Really?
Yep.
So there is something to having somebody in the bed
Yeah.
with you. Okay. Well, it gives me hope.
There we go.
It gives me hope.
4 years in, you've got this, babe.
4 years
We
in.
just need to get a king size bed.
do need
That'll
to
help.
get
Then you
a
can be over
king-size
there
bed.
and I'll pat you.
Oh my God.
All right.
Great.
That's my topic.
Oh, thanks, babe. That was awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
well done.
And now, Caleb, I'm going to ask you, what's something you like / enjoy, at least to this point in time?
So, this is a very special segment because it is one of the first listener requested segments outside of our family and friend circle.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote in, Sans R.
Faithful listener.
Yeah, faithful listener. And he or she, I actually don't know, requested that we try ranking our favorite horror comedy movies / shows.
Wow.
And so we've seen a couple.
Yeah.
I was surprised to find out how many we've actually seen after having gone through like, I don't know, 90, 100 movie titles, just desperately searching for
It's funny because we
some.
don't really watch horror movies at all, but I think there's a lot of like at least suspense thriller comedies,
Yeah.
So I think horror can be a very broad range on like what that actually means.
Exactly. And so I was a little bit worried going into this that we wouldn't find too many, but surprisingly we probably have like 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe 11.
I hope I remember them.
Yeah, me too. Otherwise I'll be ranking alone. Okay. So I'm gonna name the movie. We can give it a 1 to 10 rating. And then at the end we can go down and see which ones we ranked highest, which ones we ranked lowest.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So the first one, made in 1984, Ghostbusters.
Oh my gosh.
You've seen Ghostbusters, right?
I have.
Yeah.
So funny story. I went and visited my friend Libby and her husband Chris in San Diego.
What's up, Libby?
Hello. During 2020, during COVID. And I was there over Halloween and there was a local like film club, I don't know, theater that was showing Ghostbusters. And it was like bench seats kind of a thing. And we all thought that we had seen it before, but apparently we had it. And it's rated PG, but PG in the 80s.
It's pretty spooky.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
There was a pretty sexually odd, like they didn't really show anything, but there was a lot of alluding to something of this ghost and this person.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with my lovely friend Libby, who's very, private and chaste, and her husband, who's becoming a pastor. Yeah. And we're sitting there, and Libby's like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "It's okay." And we're like, "What did we do?" So that's my main memory of the movie.
Okay.
But I think for it being done in the 80s, that's really fun. Pretty excellent. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think it still holds up.
Yeah.
Over time, a lot of movies, obviously they don't age well, but this one can, every time I see it, I'm just chuckling along. I'm pretty happy with like the whole storyline. Again, there's that one sexual weirdness that happens, but
it's not that bad unless you're there
really
with your friend and her husband who's going to be a pastor.
Definitely don't go with your pastor friend. But I would give this like from a quality standpoint, I would give it a 7 because of the time it was made and the impressive things they were able to pull off. And actually, yeah, I'll just keep it at a 7. I'm going to give it a 7.
I would put it 7 too. I think that once we go through the 10, we might bump some up or down, but I think 7's a good holding place.
Okay. Next one. Made in 2009, starring Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson, Zombieland.
I've not seen Zombieland.
Oh, yeah, we watched it together.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me look it up.
Okay, you look it up real quick.
Okay.
For those listening, if you haven't seen Zombieland, it is Jesse Eisenberg teaming up with Woody Harrelson in a world taken over by zombies, and he has these cute little rules on how to stay alive.
Okay, I did not watch the whole thing with you, but I do remember watching part of this.
Okay.
Is there like a Ferris wheel involved?
There's a Ferris wheel, and that's the very end of the movie.
Okay, I don't think I watched the whole thing. Yep.
Okay. Well, from a little you remember, what do you think you'd rate this?
I mean, I like Woody Harrelson. Abigail Breslin's in it. She's cute. Emma Stone. I mean, it has a really amazing Amber Heard. Oof, that didn't age well.
No, it didn't.
I don't think I'm going to withhold my rating just because I don't remember. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you?
I like this movie a lot.
Okay.
I think the ending is cheesy, and they could have done a lot better with the first and the second one. It ends in like a carnival setting, and I think that they tried to go for production value over quality of the action, and so I think they lost me at the end there.
Okay.
But the ride up until the very end, very fun, very
Nice.
very fun. So I would give this a 7 as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Next one. Man, I'm nervous. I didn't ask you about these before we went through them, so now I'm nervous you haven't seen most
Oh,
of them.
that's okay. I mean, if I haven't seen all of them, it's still, we got this.
I think, okay, we've seen this one for sure, though. Okay. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I've never seen that.
Yes, you.
This is just going to be me. I've never seen
This
this.
is the whole episode. I've never seen that.
I have no idea who that
Why did I
person
not
is.
check these with Christina? Tucker and Dale versus Evil. You've seen this. It's two hillbilly guys. They have a shack in the woods, and they're going out to go fishing.
Yes.
And these college kids come out, and they think that these two hillbilly guys are
Yes.
like killers, but they keep getting put into circumstances where it looks like these hillbilly guys are killing off the college kids.
Yes.
But it's
But
really
they're
the
not.
college kids trying to run away, and they keep tripping and falling and dying on their
I
own.
remember this.
And so it's really funny. This one I liked a lot. It surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give this an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it I think a 7.
7.
Yes.
So 8. So we'll do 7.5
Okay.
for that one.
I do remember
Lots of
this one.
7s. Okay.
Yeah, just people accidentally dying.
Yeah.
Which is more, even though it's like a bit gruesome, but it's less horrific because
Yes.
nobody's trying to kill people.
Kill the other
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Absolutely. Made in 2023, starring Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
Yes.
This one is Renfield.
This one, I remember it was on our list to watch, like when it first came out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the story of vampires, Dracula, and stuff. And it was honestly a better Nicolas Cage movie than most.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
You rate it first.
Oh, man. It was really fun. It's almost entirely a comedy movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really like gory explosion moments, but it's really a comedy movie.
Yeah.
I would rate it based on the funniness alone. I would probably rate this as like a 7.5.
Okay.
A lot of 7s going on today, but these are quality movies.
No, I would say as well, I really liked the guy who played Renfield. His name is Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
And he was from Warm Bodies,
Yeah.
which was another, I guess that could almost be a
Yeah, it's on my list.
horror. Okay, cool. And then Juror number 2.
Yes.
That was another good movie. So
Yeah.
I would give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I think that Nicolas Cage, I don't know, his role as Dracula in that really fit
Oh, man.
well because, I don't know, he's so just Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
in every movie he plays.
Yeah.
And it just was kind of fun. It was like Nicolas Cage cosplaying as
Yeah.
Dracula.
There's a clue. There's a clue. A clue. A bloody clue. All right. So it's a 7.5 for that one. We're going to move on to our next one. This one is just the one you mentioned.
Okay.
Warm Bodies.
Warm
With starring
Bodies.
Nicholas Holt. A zombie
Okay.
falls in love with a human.
Warm Bodies, man.
Made in 2013.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? 13 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Warm Bodies. Okay. I don't know. This was like a heartwarming zombie horror type movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's nice that because I think at the end, spoiler alert, he becomes human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his heart starts to beat. I'll give it, I don't know, 7.5.
7.5. That's high. That's high praise.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it's your highest rating yet. Yeah. I would give this a solid 6.
Okay. Maybe
It's-
I rated it too high.
It's you rate how you want to rate,
Yeah.
baby.
Well, I like it a lot better than Tucker and Dale
Yes.
in Zombieland.
Yeah.
So
We just have different likes and
Yes.
dislikes. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we'll even that out at like a 7.
Okay.
And then the next one, I know what kind of rating I'm going to give this.
Oh, no.
It's a show.
Okay.
Actually, it was Severance.
Yes.
It's not a horror comedy. There's a movie called Severance that I mistakenly put on here, and that is like a slasher comedy, but I've never seen that.
Got it.
But we can rate the show Severance because that's what I thought we were gonna do.
Well, honestly,
it's a little scary.
Well, in season 2, there are definitely some pretty gruesome elements. It's definitely a dark comedy. So I think there could be a little bit of horror in there. The first season was fantastic. Yeah. Like a 9. And then you quit on me for the second season.
I did. I quit right at the beginning of the second season.
There just weren't, it was too much confusion.
Yes.
Man. Oh, I got to give it like a 8.5.
8.5. That's high praise.
What would you give it? I mean, you quit.
Purely based. It would purely be based on the execution, like the filming, the lighting, the storytelling is not great, and so based on the filming and the lighting, I would give it a 5. I hated the story.
You thought it wasn't great, the filming and everything?
No, it was good, but the story is like most of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, the story just, I didn't understand where season 2 was going. And that's why I quit. And then after having you explain to me what happened in season 2, I was even more glad that I quit. Yeah. Just because it's still pretty ambiguous. Yeah. And I'm just not a fan of that. And that's fine. If you are, that's great. Yeah. So you said 8.5? Yeah. 8.5. And I give it a 5. How about we just keep our separate ratings on this? Because I don't know if we can even that out.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, I think part of it, why I liked it is you're like slightly uncomfortable and like, but you're not like disturbed most of the time. So I think that's that fine line where sometimes in storytelling, they can just like introduce things just for the shock or horror value that don't really add to this. So there's like this is weird. What's happening without you feeling like, oh, it's yucky.
Yes.
Like, ew.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. They did write that line very well. Yeah. Next movie.
Yes.
Came out in 2022. The Menu.
Ooh, I like this one a lot.
Yeah. This also has Nicholas Hoult in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
The guy from
Warm Bodies and Renfield. He's in a lot of these.
I never would have thought him to be in that kind of. I would give this a 9.
It's really good.
It's really good. I wanted to watch it again since we watched it 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I would give it like an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do 8.5.
8.75.
Okay, 8.75. No, it's a great movie.
It's
and
so
again,
good.
It's like there's some like a gruesome element or two, but it's not. Yeah, this is just where it shows like a horror movie doesn't have to be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
It can just be that surprise element.
100%.
Yeah.
Man, we should just make our podcast just rating things. I could do this all day. We could rate toaster ovens. We could rate flowers. That'd be so much fun.
We'd have to get really into like doing visuals and like, there'd have to be more than just us talking, and part of why I think The Menu is, so good is that you really don't know what the ending's going to be. And people are killed off, but it's like they're all like crummy people. So I don't know. It's just
you don't feel too bad.
Yeah, it's like a societal messaging. Yeah. It was so funny because the guy you're talking about who played Renfield, Nicholas Hoult. Yeah. Spoiler alert for a couple seconds. He passes away in the movie. Yeah. But you see that for literally like the camera pans and you see him there. Yeah. And we both looked away during that second. So we never knew where he went. Yeah. And after the movie ended, we had to look up what happened.
What happened to Nicholas Hoult?
And they're like, he died. So we're like, what?
And we had to rewatch it.
Yes, it was like literally a 2-second scene.
Yeah, and we missed it. Completely missed it.
Yeah.
Because we're like, he's going to come back. Is he going to save
the girl? Where is he?
Yeah.
Because he's one of those characters where you're like, oh, he could be redeemed. Mm-hmm. And everybody else can't be. But that was funny.
That was a good one. So 8.75 on that one. I think that's our highest rating. Yeah. Next movie, Ready or Not.
Okay, Ready or Not. Let me look this one up.
So this one, I have to give it a lower. I like the movie. I have to give a lower
Yes.
rating just because of the spiritual aspect that's in there.
Yeah.
Not a fan of movies with like demon possession or any seance stuff happening. This one is really heavy handed with demon, literal Satan being in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a horror comedy, obviously a comedy movie, which kept me in the movie. But at the end, it's just like, wow,
Yes.
yeah, this is obviously very spiritually related.
Yeah.
So I cannot give it a higher rating just because I don't like that fact. But I would say, for me, this is probably like a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. One thing is I'm very much not into watching things that are spiritually iffy, where there's stuff like, I don't want anything with witchcraft, any psychic, any of that kind of real spiritual realm stuff. Like there's no need for that.
Yeah.
One thing why I didn't mind in Ready or Not is that it was so heavy handed and on the nose of these elites who are, I guess they never really say maybe they're Satanists, I guess. They believe in Satan instead of God, but they referred to him like he is God. It was almost like so on the nose of pointing out what I believe there is, if you want to get to conspiracies of people who are, if the Illuminati exists or not, if there is that kind of dark underworld in our government or among the elites.
It probably looks like that.
I'm like, it probably is really just like that.
It's like satire for people who are doing, like they probably watch it and they're like, oh yeah, we do that. That's hilarious.
Right. Like the TV
like
show Righteous Gemstones. I've never seen it, but it's kind of making fun of hyper charismatic mega church people.
Totally.
And it's so on the nose that it's like, oh, this is ridiculous because it's like much. Pointing out the flaws. So because of that, they were just poking fun at people who are into that. I don't know.
That's how I thought that's what kept me on it it as well.
Yeah. I would give it a 7.
Yeah. 7. Strong 7. And then the sequel, Ready or Not 2, just came out and we just watched it like a couple months ago. Man, it was bad.
So bad.
It was really bad. It was like, it had the on the nose spiritual stuff, just like you're talking about.
Less than the first one, though.
Less than the first one. More like overt when it was referenced. Like a lot more gory stuff around that stuff. But the acting from the supporting
absolutely
actress
ridiculous
was awful.
Well, and it wasn't
was the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't even all the supporting actors. So the main actress, Samara Weaving, she was the main gal in the first Ready or Not.
Yeah.
And then her sister shows up, Catherine Newton.
Yeah.
And it was like they were from 2 different movies.
Yes.
Like the main gal who plays Grace, she's very serious. Bad things are happening. She actually seems scared.
Yeah.
And then the other gal, Faith, is just like, it's like she was in Zombieland or Scary Movie 4.
Yeah.
It was like they weren't even in the same movie.
Oh, yeah.
But they're on screen together. So it just completely took you out of it.
Because she was supposed to be like, her younger sister, who is the new actress in this movie, was supposed to be like, she grew up rough and tough and had to be alone. And so she was strong. And it was like, in this kind of situation where you're being hunted and your life is
by
at
wealthy
stake,
people with drones that are trying to kill you.
And you're taking time to have like a heartfelt conversation in loud voices while you're trying to hide. You know what I mean? And she did not play it off well in the least.
Yes.
And so it was a really bad fit for that role.
Yes.
So
when she wasn't talking, the movie went up.
The movie was great.
Yes, but I feel bad because I'm sure she's a good actress. Just whatever role they had her play, just not
man, she should be in a
mark.
rom-com. She should not be in a horror thriller comedy.
I'm gonna give that like a 4.
Yeah, I would say that's the lowest rating so far. Besides Severance for me. And then our last one. So the last one is Get Out.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember this movie?
Yes, a long time ago.
So
let me pull that up.
This was Michael Key. I think it's Michael Key. It was his breakout horror movie.
Jordan Peele.
Sorry, Jordan Peele.
I was thinking of Michael Keaton.
Yeah, the opposite guy. His breakout horror movie that also had a little bit of comedy in it.
Yeah,
So
I don't remember that
comedy.
it having comedy in it.
It was very clever comedy. Okay. Yeah. But really, really well done. Lots of practical effects. The storytelling was really well done. And the messaging, while rather PC, was not overt.
Yes.
Which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. It was a primarily about racism.
Yes. But I felt like really tastefully done.
Yes.
So
Totally.
I would give this, I would probably give this like a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me.
Yeah. I would give it a 9 too, because it didn't have any like spiritually off stuff that I can remember. And it was again where you weren't like ever disturbed, but you were like, whoa, like uncomfortable kind of a thing. And I think that's a good line.
It's got Severance vibes the whole time.
Definitely. I like more of that psychological, you're having to think. And there was a good resolution at the end, whereas sometimes these movies just end.
Yeah.
And you're left with like,
wow, I'm sad.
What happened?
I'm sad
or
and
you don't
scared
know what happened.
and disturbed.
So upsetting.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's all of them.
Yes. I'd love to tag on.
Okay.
One
I like
that
this.
Is not a comedy horror, but it's probably supposed to be a comedy suspense thriller.
Okay.
And it is my new least favorite movie of the year, and it's called The Last House. And it came out on Netflix 2 days ago, which was Friday, August 7th.
Yeah.
And I was so bummed because I'd seen so many commercials for it, and it has a bunch of great actors in it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like Ready or Not 2, where it's like half the time it's like, what vibe are we going for?
Yes.
And then the ending was like, we must love the environment and the octopus people.
Oh my God. Yeah, very PC.
So dumb.
Very PC.
Yeah.
And Christina says they're obviously prepping us for a real disclosure day.
Yes.
And so
aliens are real.
Aliens are real. We all know it, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, Disclosure Day came out. Most of the Super Bowl ads had an alien in them.
Yep.
There's like 8.
They're prepping us.
They're getting us ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you do a whole podcast on that at some point.
What, on aliens?
How they're prepping us. And real aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would get that one. I would probably give that one.
You don't have to rate it, but
I wanted to rate it
Okay.
though. I would probably give it a 6.
yeah, you
but
kind of enjoyed it.
I'm going to go 6.5 because it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had suggested it, then I would have enjoyed it more, but I had felt bad because I had been looking forward to it and been like, So let's even it out to like 5.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
So you gave it real low. Then.
Oh, yeah.
You gave it like a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back through them.
Okay. Did you write down the scores?
I did.
Okay.
I did. So Ghostbusters, we gave a 7. Zombieland also got a 7. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, 7.5. We really started out strong.
Mm-hmm.
Renfield, 7.5. Again. Warm Bodies, 7. Severance, you gave it an 8.5 and I gave it a 4.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Just a split decision. The Menu, 8.75. That's high up there.
Mm-hmm.
Ready or Not, 1, coming in at a solid 7. Ready or Not 2, coming in at a sad 4.
Yes.
And then Get Out, the surprise winner here, at a 9.
Yes.
And then The Last House at a 5.
Yeah. Would you adjust any of your scores based on that? Do you think Get Out is your favorite out of those listed?
I don't know if it's my favorite.
Okay.
But it's probably the one I would want to rewatch the most because it's so well done. And there's so many little intricate plot points that you can kind of take your time and pick apart. So even though it's not my favorite, it just wins on its own merit alone, I would say.
I like that.
What about you?
I think I definitely like The Menu better than Get Out.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had a 0.25 difference between the two.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say The Menu, then Get Out, and then honestly, like maybe Renfield. Like that's a movie that I would want to watch again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
And then never watch The Last House again.
Yes, never watch The Last House or Severance. If you're me, watch it. If you're Christina,
I'd
though.
probably never watch either of the Ready or Not movies again.
No, I'm good with those.
Yeah.
But everybody go out there if you're an adult and watch The Menu. It's fun.
It is.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Or Get Out. Get Out is fun. It's really scary.
Yeah.
Or surprisingly scary.
Yeah. I looked up the Rotten Tomato scores for all these movies as we were going along. And unsurprisingly, which I mean, I think probably IMDb is a better reflection than, critics with Rotten Tomatoes. But the highest one was Get Out at a 98%.
Oh my gosh.
And then Severance had a 95. Ready or Not, the first one had a 89.
That's crazy.
Ghostbusters has a 95.
Wow.
Renfield was a 58. And then The Last House is a 30. And I feel justified.
Yeah, that makes sense. We gave it a 4. They gave it a 3.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Sanzar,
Yes.
for writing in and letting us know what to do. We'd love some more ideas for topics if you guys are interested. So shoot us ideas and stuff at stuffthatwelikepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll do the same thing we did here.
Love it.
Okay. Lastly on this podcast, we like to recommend something to our lovely stuffies out there. So, Christina, something you recommend?
I would recommend getting some sun on your face every day.
Preach, girl.
It's good to be outside,
Preach it.
even if you're in the shade or sunrise, sunset's great for your circadian rhythms.
Tell them.
But getting some sun on your face, even if it's like high UV, middle of the day for 20 minutes, it's really good for your skin, for upping vitamin levels, all of that. And so I've been trying to get outside in the middle of the day just for a little bit because I typically work out outside or something in the early morning. But yeah, it just is really good for your mood and getting out of your air-conditioned house or office building, even eating lunch outside, sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that's not everybody wants to sweat in the middle of their workday. But yeah, get some sun on your face.
Holla.
Yeah.
Holla, baby.
Helps with acne and skin conditions too. Yep.
Yeah.
Get that UV rays just
burn
blasting
it out.
away.
Totally. All the cancer gets rid of the zits for sure. I'm just kidding. I agree. It's good for you.
What about you?
Something that I would recommend. Oh man, I just had it in my brain before I made the stupid cancer joke. Well,
I'm glad you can admit it was stupid.
it was a stupid cancer. It was very stupid. Something I would recommend. Man, the Last House movie wasn't good, so I'd recommend not watching that. What's that movie we watched last night?
How to Make a Killing.
How to Make a Killing. Surprisingly good movie.
Yes. Other than some like swear words, it was really quite clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recently came out. It's about a guy who is like on the last, he's the last descendant of a really wealthy family. And if the inheritance goes to like, the next oldest. And so he slowly starts to figure out ways to off people so that he can become the only one to inherit the inheritance. And it's
surprisingly wholesome for
Yes.
such a dark topic.
For such a dark topic, which we've had tons of those in this episode. It is a very fun movie, like very interesting and entertaining all the way through. It's not going to win any awards, but if you're looking for a way to stay up till 11:30 before you get up at 7:30,
Right.
this is the way to do it.
Or in our case, stay up till 8:15. We're feeling a little wild last night.
So yeah, give it a look. How to Make a Killing. It's
Nice.
on, I believe it's on Prime. Okay.
Good recommend, babe.
Thank you. Okay. Lastly, on this podcast, we like to tell you how to get in contact with us. Christina is on Instagram at.
See joyfully.
I'm on Instagram at.
Caleb C Media.
This podcast is on Instagram at.
Stuff That We Like podcast.
That's right. You can reach us with topics, questions, or concerns. I don't know why I say concerns.
I mean, it could be
People are
concerned. We could
concerned.
say stuff that was incorrect.
That's
or,
very true.
Or
Yeah, or
offensive.
corrections. Maybe I should say corrections
Yeah.
instead of concerns.
They're just reaching out. I'm a little
Yeah.
concerned that
Oh, my dog ran away and I'm worried about him.
I mean, we would care.
Yeah, we would care. And then we would delete the email. But you can reach us at
Stuff That We Like podcast at gmail.com.
I write music, I shoot video, I do photos. You can look at all my stuff on my Instagram, Caleb C Media, or you can email me at
Caleb C Media Co at gmail.com.
That's right. I think you got them all.
There we
I
go.
think you got them
I'm
all.
winning.
Very nice.
Winning
You
the
are
day.
winning. All my music is available on all platforms under Caleb Castaneda. That's Castaneda. That's how we spell our last name.
That's good to know.
I know.
I have to check every time.
I know. So
when
funny.
I was changing my name a couple months ago legally, and I was like,
Gotta get this right.
yes.
Come here,
I
Christina
hope this is how it's
Custanata.
Somebody on the phone asked me how that's spelled, and I just like said something.
You're
and I was
just just guess.
yeah, there's a lot of A's in there.
Yeah. CAASATANADA.
A. So wrong. Love it.
Okay, well that's all for now, guys.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been Stuff That We Like / enjoy, at least at this point in time. And we'll see you next week. Bye.